the Facebook. We are going live on there as it is right here, right now. So, welcome to the Mind Soul Connection, Blacknificent Mind Soul Connection. Okay, here on the thing. And you know that we're doing a series of presentations and talks around finance, right? As much as you're learning, I'm learning. And the tasks are exactly the same for you as they are for myself here. Last strong, we reviewed. Let's review a little bit of what we was doing last strong. Last strong, we was just becoming awareness of monies and what monies were doing for us around us, right? Um, things that we put in place are also the things that we need to actually address for ourselves. Okay, are you ready, my sister? Can you hear me? You're not ready yet. All right then. All right then. You heard a little tick 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 as she came in, as she come through the door now. Uh, Anyhow, so just give me a thumbs up when you're ready, yeah. So yeah, so we were given the task of last strong to be money aware, right? Our sister said to get a diary. I get a diary, make a note of where we're spending, how we're spending as well. And it's not a case of to address it at this stage, right? It's just to know, where is our money? Where is your money going? What are we doing with it? And very appropriately, very appropriately, fortunately, we had this mass upheaval, and we have been reminded by the media over here what percentage of us are their businesses are relying on, when that person there in that hair shop say is 95% of the customers that come in there are from the African and the Caribbean people, right? So hmm hmm let's think about that. Let's think about that. Okay. Even they real know say and realize what is being said and what is being done. You understand? So let's think about that, right? Okay. And listen, we are not pointing the finger at it's your fault, it's your fault. Let's deal with ourselves personally here. And the reason why we're doing this series here, this strong, or this month here, right, is because, right, we are putting in place things that we see that we need to prepare for our reparations, right? Okay, can I bring you in now, sister? Okay, she's giving me the thumbs up. So she's in with us right here, right now. Watch her now. Like she'll give me some innocent look. Hey, hold yourself. Hey, yourself.
Greetings, family.
Greetings. Uh, big smile upon your face. Hey.
No, it's a beautiful day just to give thanks and just to remember the blessings because we're all here. We're able to talk. We're able to communicate. We're able to hear
Mm,
and listen.
mm.
And not everyone's been given that opportunity this
Well,
strong.
yeah,
So we
yeah,
give thanks.
yeah. And I'm experiencing it myself with certain people stepping out, you know,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
circumstances have changed and everything else, right? There is an underlying message I want to share with you, but I would leave that to later on in our discourse. This
mhm.
job. So I was just reviewing some of the tasks that we did, what you set for them last strong.
So before we go into the task, just I want to pick up on some of the things that you were saying
Mm.
prior to the midday meditation.
Oh wow,
This is
okay.
this is in terms of um, how we as people, um,
Mm.
sisters, how we treat our hair. But what I heard is that we were talking a lot about sisters, but you brothers do the same thing.
exactly.
His brothers
Mm,
do the same thing. So when
exactly.
we're doing that, what we could, should, or whatever do,
Mm,
let's look at us as a community as a whole rather than two halves, one half doing it wrong and the other half doing it right.
mm,
Because both sides of, to my perception, both
mm,
sides of that coin are both investing in somebody else's
mm,
profits. And I know in terms of the work and the reading and the research that I've been doing as of late in relation to the money, and
mm,
just looking at it from the different aspects, there's many a quote that says if you're not building up your own wealth, you're investing in somebody else's.
mm,
And that's what we as a community are doing. We're
mm.
investing in somebody else's. So other communities, we say, okay, we should be watching them. But to be fair, they're not necessarily hiding what they're doing. We're just
No,
ignoring it.
no, no.
They're doing it. They're doing it in plain sight.
Yeah,
Their
yeah.
attitudes, they're bringing in each other in order to work in their business. They're sourcing their business and taking off labels and putting on their own labels. The way that they do and operate, they're doing it in plain sight.
Mm,
But for whatever reason, we as an individual or community, we're making our decisions. And one of the things that I loved what you said was next month, yeah, the 1 month that they give us in terms of Black History, yes, we recognize it's 365 days and it goes above and beyond, way beyond that month. I
mm,
love what you said in terms of let's just see whether for the month we could not frequent, frequent those
mm-hmm.
shops,
That's right.
source the
Hmm.
material, because there are shops out there that do source material from,
I
if
was,
they're
I was,
black-owned businesses.
I have to say though, I have to acquaint that one or this strong, the acquaint that statement to our brother Kwame, right? He,
Mm,
he he made that statement. I made it last strong. I
mm,
made it last strong that
mm,
that for that month, like for the month of
mm,
Mosiah, let's
mm,
deal with just black businesses, black,
mm,
black, 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 black,
mm,
right?
mm,
And then like because like next month is
mm,
put aside for like Black History Month.
mm.
We should do exactly the same again.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly
Let's.
the same again. And the thing
Mm,
is, once you realize where you can get your resources from, your
mm,
resources, what
mm,
you need for your sustenance,
mm,
right? It's so much easier, right, to actually go to those places because
mm,
I do that as a regular practice anyway. I do that as a
mm,
regular practice anyway. And it's not
mm,
to say that I don't go to these other shops, but the
mm,
majority of my shopping it will be with right
mm,
an African owned or Caribbean owned place,
mm,
right?
mm,
So in there, so where you see me go down there and I buy my vegetables and food and all them things there, rice and things and da da da. I'm very fortunate that I've got those things reasonably close to myself.
mm,
I know. Listen, I'm very aware that some of us don't have those resources around us. We don't have
mm,
those people close to us in that way. But
mm,
businesses do exist. Find out what those businesses are. Make
mm,
a note of them. You
mm,
understand? If you see,
mm,
if you're passing this place, and there's a black person in there working or whatever, go in there and find out. Ask them
mm, mm,
who owns
mm,
this place. You know,
mm,
understand? Get to
mm,
know them, right? Get
mm,
to know the person who's actually running the business. That might not
mm,
be the only thing that they have.
mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ask the question,
Yeah,
start the conversation going,
yes, I.
and at the best, you're starting a connection with somebody that you may not have known before. Whereas in the past, you'd have walked straight past and walked past.
Yeah.
Whereas now you're stopping and you're having that dialogue. You're starting to build your network.
Mm,
You're starting to think wider than yourself and or
mm,
the supermarket which is on your doorstep, which
mm,
may not necessarily be looking to serve you other than what you've got in your pocket,
mm,
the
mm,
pounds and the, whatever. But no, I do. Um, think that let's make an effort.
mm,
At the
mm.
very least, let's make an effort.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
if we can't then think to ourselves, okay, it's going to be hard. We've got good, bad, or indifferent, the
Mm,
online sources that we can source to get some of these products.
mm,
And some of them will do deliveries because I know that I've seen the various WhatsApp messages in terms of provisions, ground provisions, and/or provisions, black
mm,
owned that will source it and will box it, bag it, tag it, and send it to your address. And you may think to yourself, okay, it's a bit expensive. I can't, me one can't. I'm on my own. It's just the two of us. Have a
mm.
conversation with your neighbour. See
Yes,
whether between the two of you, you think to
that's
yourself,
right.
or the four of you, you think to
That's
yourself,
right.
you know what? Now let's double up.
Yeah,
Let's get the
yeah,
one box and let's just
yeah.
share the box because I
See that
want
what?
the
See them.
I want
Yeah.
the sweet
See that.
potato.
See them children. They will walk around with their picky head because their mother don't know how to look after them properly. You know, usually the white woman. But anyhow, they don't know how to look after their head, pitney head properly, right? You know, make a gift of some products for them, right?
Mm,
Take
mm,
them in and show them how to really look after them head properly and all them
mm,
things there. You
mm,
understand, right?
mm,
You know, it's look, if we don't extend, if we don't extend our businesses into their lives, they will never know. They
mm,
will never
mm,
know,
mm,
right? This
mm,
is why they're looking for the harmony bounce and their house and their head now bounce.
mm,
You
mm,
understand?
mm,
I don't
mm.
know if you remember that advert,
I do, I do,
right?
I
But
do.
who was always in the advert? It was the blonde-haired woman, in it,
Mm, mm.
right? Does
It
she?
wasn't
Does it?
it wasn't a
Does she?
representative of
Huh?
me. It wasn't a representative of me.
Exactly, exactly, right? So therefore, when you see it like that, take note,
Mm,
take note who they're
mm,
selling and who they're advertising it for,
mm,
right? Because I
mm,
know say that in Africa they're not using that advert for harmony bounce.
mm,
Yeah? You understand, right? And you know say that our here move with natural live products,
mm,
right?
mm,
Because our hair is alive,
mm,
right? It's not
mm.
dead. It's not dead like the straw thing what them up on their head. Yeah.
Well, they would question, and I sometimes I've got involved in the questions and the
Mm,
answers and the discussions in terms of the quality of hair.
mm,
Um, so for me, it's not necessarily that question is a diversion.
mm,
Let's just think about peeling it back and going back to source.
mm,
And there are many a product out there that can help sustain natural hair more so than we had in the past, where it
mm.
was limited, where the products weren't necessarily coming over the seas or in the
Mm.
planes and whatever's cargo.
That's right.
It was harder to get. Now
Mm,
it's easier to get. So there are many a product out there that can be used in order to maintain
mm,
natural
mm,
hair. What that may then mean for some people is more time,
mm,
and some of us are time poor. But it's then what do we choose to do with our time? Which
mm,
again, it becomes
mm.
another
And
conversation. What do we
yeah,
choose to do?
and there's also the thing of that. I noticed that like my mother. Well, then again, that may be one of the generations of the time of where they used to do for themselves and mix and blend and make do.
Mm,
Type of thing,
mm,
because of the
mm,
situation that they grew up in and everything.
mm,
So they used
mm,
to make do like linseed oil and
mm,
castor oil and all them things there,
mm,
right? And they used to take it internally and externally and all them
mm,
things there, right?
mm.
But like something, some of those things were they did work for us, but obviously some of them were could be poison now. Yeah, you understand, right?
But poison based on whose definition and now what kind of product? Because
Okay,
I would,
right. The reason why is because the process of what they were made back then
yes,
was
was a
more
healthier.
natural,
Yeah,
and more
yeah.
healthier. Like now, if you say, okay, then let me go and get some linseed oil and all them things there,
mm,
right?
mm,
You will definitely find some form of chemical balancing in there for like
mm,
preservation and all them type of thing
mm,
there.
mm,
Which,
mm,
if you was to take it internally now, right,
mm.
it's
It's
not
not
gonna
doing the
it's
same
not gonna be
benefit.
good. Yeah,
Mm, mm, mm.
understand? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's why I say what was
Mm,
good then is not
mm,
necessarily going to be good for now.
mm,
Yeah,
mm. Yeah,
right. So
yeah.
like, and then even and the thing is that we have become more aware of the processing of certain products now, like
Mm,
olive oil or organic oils,
mm.
right? When I say organic oils, I mean got oils that are much
Progress.
yeah, and then the process what it takes for you to get the oils out of those things.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
so
mm,
obviously, you know, we would stay away from certain oils and the process what it takes to get those things.
mm, mm,
And we know,
mm,
say, all right, then, well, through that process there, it is making it a carcinogenic. In other
mm,
words, it would be adverse to our bodies.
mm,
Yeah,
mm, mm,
you
mm,
know, all those little things there. You must take note of them, eliminate them from your um uh life in that way there, if they don't
mm,
serve any purpose,
mm,
right? And don't just take everything, just say, boy, but well, it's cheap,
mm,
right?
mm,
Cheapness can consume, lose your life over them type of rubbish there. Yeah.
mm, mm,
Okay.
mm,
Right.
mm.
Anyhow, don't let me take over the chat. Keep telling you.
Well, you because we're talking about finances and how we spend our money,
Mm,
and part of how we spend our money, like you said, and what I've encouraged our family to do and look at
mm,
last strong was to think about having a diary.
mm,
Um, so, a having a diary so you can reflect on your spend, but more so in terms of journaling.
mm,
No, journaling in terms of thinking about your beliefs. So it's not necessarily looking at the diary as yet from a spending point of view, but it's more okay. So why do I actually believe money doesn't grow on trees? Why
mm,
do I believe that um, the why am I in that mindset and there's too much money at the end of the money?
mm,
Why am I in that mindset whereby I don't even look at my receipt when I go to that hole in the wall? Why is it that I feel, and it could be something that someone has said,
mm,
mother, father, guardian, uncle, aunt, elder, whoever.
mm,
So you need to start to question and think about what's behind the conversation,
mm,
what's behind the sentiment.
mm,
Because if we don't look at it, it's almost like you've got a cut. If you
mm,
don't look at it, dress it, clean it and dress it, it won't heal.
mm,
It will
mm,
be forever there. And in it being there, it's always gonna when you want it, when you want to make use of your arm the most, or your hand, or your finger, or your leg the most, that's the time when that cut just suddenly rears its head and thinks, you know what, you're gonna have to slow down.
mm,
But when
mm,
you're then looking to make those financial decisions, you become you stop yourself. And something I was listening to the other day, and it was in terms of um, we are why are we stopping ourselves? And part of
mm,
why we're stopping ourselves and doing that self sabotage is because we're not prepared to identify um, our core money beliefs.
mm.
We're not prepared to do the journaling, but yet still we see someone else who's spending money and we start to begrudge them, or we question where they get their money from, but
Uh,
they've
make
done
up,
their homework.
they make up their story for them.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of their things there. Yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah.
the question around last strong was, what if you discover that your money beliefs are limiting you?
Yeah, yeah. I think in some ways most of us are, because we get very comfortable with making ourselves comfortable,
mm, mm,
right? For instance, it, I say get comfortable, right? Spending money, and I'm putting myself out there. I'm exposing myself, yeah. So putting myself out there, spending money before it comes,
mm,
right? Knowing
mm,
say knowing say that all right then next month, I'm gonna make back that money, no problem. I'm gonna get money anyhow. Knowing
mm,
that the certainty of money coming in,
mm,
right?
mm,
Supposing all of a sudden life change,
mm,
right?
mm.
How long can you sustain the same output
Mindset.
output and
Mm,
mindset
mm.
without it disturbing your actual financial situation? How long can you do that for?
Well, on average, they would always say whatever's coming in, you should have at least 3 to 6, minimum 3 up to 6 months worth of
Mm,
the
mm,
equivalent
Say that
stashed
again. Say
away.
that again. Tell them again. Tell them again. Tell them
So
again.
minimum of 3 up to at least 6 times the money stashed away under
Mm,
your mattress or in a safe place that you
mm,
can
mm.
access.
So
So
therefore, if you're done in all your money at the end of the month, you're supposed
mm,
to have 6 months of that stashed away underneath your
stashed
underneath
away.
your what if
What?
what
Yeah,
if pillow.
yeah, and it is a what if pillow,
Yeah.
and the way that I look at it, before I came to the UK, returned to the UK in May, my
Mm,
cousin, I was sitting on this same veranda and having a conversation with you, the family, and my cousin came and was asking me for help, and I could see by the tone of his voice and by
mm,
the way that he was looking and asking that he was asking if help was around money. It wasn't help in terms of
Look,
um,
yeah,
I'm
'cause he needs,
hungry or give me a drink. It wasn't that
uh,
type of help.
help
It
me lift
was
up this bed now.
yeah, it wasn't that type of help. And I would have worked out a way. I would have found a man that could help him in
Yeah.
terms of doing that. But it wasn't that type of help. Or help, I need some sawdust because I'm starting to rear my chickens. It wasn't that type of help.
Mm,
It
mm,
was a help whereby his car had broken down. He needed the financial help. Yada 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 yada.
mm,
So when I was having that conversation, he says, "Yes, I do save, but every time I save and I get to a point, the money, the car breaks down again, and I then have to dip in."
mm,
So you could almost hear that there's no point me saving
mm,
because I always get to a certain point. And again, that then becomes a money mindset because it almost becomes okay, well, then I get to the £99 or the
mm,
999 or the 9,099.
mm.
And then something happens.
Something
The
go on. Yeah.
life throws me a curveball and I've got to go back into it. And then I've got to start all over again.
Mm,
So you must get resigned to say, okay, well, I'm going to look really hard when I'm on my 999. I'm just looking at the man taking the Sasumba, just looking at the Sasumba. Um,
mm. See if him hand grab five instead of one.
no, no, not even that. I'm just thinking, I didn't think there was any on the tree, but there must be some on the tree because the way he's looking. Um,
Mm,
so it's, you get to a mindset whereby, and you then become self sabotage
mm,
because you start to expect that when you get to a certain amount, then you are gonna blow it.
mm,
Something's gonna come up. It's almost like praying for something to come up. You don't want the car to break down, but you expect the car to break down
mm,
because you know then that you've got to that limit, and it becomes then a self-limiting belief whereby you think to yourself, subconsciously, you're telling the universe that yeah, I can do the saving. But every single time when I get to that figure called X, something happened. Every single time.
mm,
So you start looking out for it. And when you start looking out for the thing called X that you
mhm,
end up having to put your money back into, take the money out, you start become you're in that never ending circle.
mm,
So the
mm,
question is, how do you actually overcome that? Again, that's look at your money history, your money story. And it's only when you start journaling, you start writing things down, that you can actually start to pick the sense
Yes.
out of the
Yeah.
sense. You can start to trace, and you can start to look at, you can start to think about, what is there a pattern? What's the pattern? Is it me? Where do I, what part do I play in this?
Mm.
So we need to think about and explore transforming our mindset.
Mm.
So we're not even on that stage whereby we're thinking about, from a money point of view, the savings, what I should be putting aside, I should be
Well,
paying myself.
we haven't even touched upon that yet.
We've not touched that. We're touching that, the mind.
That's right. That's right.
Where is your mind at?
Mm.
What are you thinking? What are
Mm.
you doing? Do you understand um, the emotions and the beliefs behind your money story?
Mm.
So let's start thinking about, let's build on that foundation
Mm.
um, of the money story. So that means, for those of you who have done the homework, looked at what your money story has been in the past,
Mm.
let's start to deconstruct it. What have you been telling yourself, and what can you tell yourself? Now, we already know that 95% of what you tell yourself is negative.
Mm.
85 to 95% of your self talk is negative. So if your money story has been in the past a negative one, oh, you tell yourself, even before you count yourself out before you even get into the game. You tell yourself that, yeah, hey, that millionaire bit, that money bit is for somebody else.
Oh,
In order for
wow.
me,
Wow. That noise, the noise in the background is vicious.
yeah, they started work. It's that time of
Is
the
it that time in the
morning.
morning?
Yeah, and these guys have started.
No laying in tonight.
No, what they don't appreciate, and I will have a conversation with them,
Wow.
is that just because um, it's early or late, they need to consider that other people are doing other things.
Yeah.
Um, so if they, and all they're doing is laying down.
Ooh. It's all
They're,
so like the destruction of everything going on in there.
yeah, I'll have a conversation with them. 'Cause, yeah, sometimes it's, yeah, I'll have a conversation. Anyway, where was I? So we're thinking about our positive affirmations. We're thinking about
Mm.
95% of our thoughts are negative. That means if you're looking at from a journaling point of view, and what you've written down from a money point of view, and your money story, you're
Mm.
going to perpetuate that money story. You're going to perpetuate that belief,
Mm.
because that self-talk becomes negative. You're gonna the things that you tell yourself in terms of your abilities, your opportunities. You, again, like I said, you talk yourself out, because that thing will never happen to me. It will never happen to my family. It will never happen to my children, because of how I'm telling myself. The question is, why not? Why not you? Why can't you have the same opportunity as the other communities, whether they be whether they be Asian, Chinese, um, or any of the other communities who we often look upon to say, yeah,
Yeah,
they're doing
yeah,
well for
yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Let me just
Gosh.
have a conversation. Let me
It's a,
just
it's a,
have a conversation.
it sounds like a gunshot to Huxton.
No, it's just they're putting what corrugated iron and they're
Yeah,
piling it up, and they're not necessarily taking the consideration that the rest of us have a life.
yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Just take a break, and I'll come back to
Okay then.
you. All right.
As our sister Sandra there. Why? Challenges, the challenges. The challenges of life, man. The challenges of life. Wee, wee. I'm telling you, what can we do? What can we do about that anyway? All right then. Let me let's take the opportunity to take a little take a little break onto this one, yeah. All right. Let me see what did I have lined up for you next? Oh yes, yeah. Go on this one. Go on with this one.
I love you, my mommy. Love you, my mommy. Hey, I love you, my daddy. If mommy could see me now, our son have been rising. Papa could hear my voice, and deep inside it would feel so nice. I wish you could have seen me now. Next to Rose have been rising. Only they could feel my vibes. And deep inside they will feel so nice. Hey. Should have listened to everything my mama told me. Mama says, son, say don't you follow bad company. So I turn my negative into positive. And look at the life that I'm living. If mommy could see me now, oh, my son have been rising. Papa could hear my voice, and deep inside it would feel so nice. I wish you could have seen me now. There's the rose have been rising. If only they could feel my voice. Then deep inside they would feel so nice. I'm still around. Now I'm giving out my sound. Been around. Seen a lot of ups and downs. I'm gonna do things on my own.
All right, Sister Sandra's return. All right. How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, I've.
You
Yeah,
correct him? You correct him?
yeah, they're doing what they need to do, working, but it's just to be mindful that from a noise point of view, they could have laid down the corrugated iron rather than chucked it down.
Just dash it down, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I saw them go out. I saw life go out, yeah. I saw life.
Yes, yes. So if we're thinking about how to correct that negative self-talk,
Mhm.
the key to it is not anything major. It's
Mm.
not anything that's wow, but it does take effort and it does take work,
Mm.
and that's going to be your what are you telling yourself? So if we know that 85 to 95% of what we tell ourselves is negative,
Mm.
then how do we correct that 15.5%?
Mhm.
And it's got to be positive.
Mhm.
You've got to get around to the positive affirmation, the positive self-talk, and to the point whereby you believe it in exactly the same way as you believe the negative. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm not worthy. Exactly the same as you will say that to yourself.
Mm.
Let's change the narrative.
Mm. Mm.
Changing the narrative in your own head.
Mm. Mm.
And when we say positive self-talk, we're talking about affirmations.
Mm.
What are you telling yourself? So
Mm.
if you're telling yourself, um, like I said, what you need to be telling yourself,
Mm.
or what I would encourage you to be telling yourself, is the
Mm.
um, let's say, or it's not necessarily hard. Any searches that you do on the internet now, from an affirmation point of view, positive affirmation, there's
Mhm.
lots out there. There are
Mhm.
lots and lots out there.
Who's that in the background? Who's that in the
No,
background?
he's dumb.
He's
He's
ah
deaf,
ah
so he will always speak loudly,
yeah.
and he always has a really good conversation with them. But them guys understand him, but I know I can't. But yeah, he lips reads and he's dumb. But he does very well from a woodwork point of view. You want
Him have
something to
skill.
be
Him have
done.
skill.
He's
Him have
got
skill.
skills. Yeah. He's been doing that for 10,
Yeah.
15 years at least.
Mm.
So when we're thinking about affirmations and we're thinking about what are positive affirmations, positive affirmations, we know that they need to be concise. They need to be a positive statement. They need to be designed to challenge and overcome negative and limiting beliefs.
Repeat that part again. Repeat that piece again.
They need to be designed. So that means what you're writing, it needs to be designed to challenge and overcome the negative or limiting beliefs. Because if what we're saying to ourselves is 80 to 95% of it, right, what we're saying to ourselves is negative.
Hold on. That's all. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. That's my
If what we're saying to ourselves are negative, we need to overcome and challenge that belief. And that's where our positive affirmations come in. They become a form of self-talk. So it's instilling you keep moving.
I know.
You're allowed to breathe, but you must not
No.
move.
This was from my end. Sorry, I have to apologize. Go
There's a
on.
gremlin. Yes, I know. So they're a form of self-talk aimed at installing empowering beliefs in your subconscious mind. So and this is where the work comes in. It needs to be practiced. It's not a one and done. It's not a two and done. And again, I was hearing and listening, and they were saying that in terms of changing the mindset, it takes up to 21 days.
Yeah. To instill a new belief.
Instill a new belief. So I've heard that from 21 days to 28 days to even 99 days.
Yeah. All right, then. Let me show you the power of this thing here. And this is why I was saying that I would wait for us to get into our conversation about this before I share this part. Right. One of the things is that once you start on this path, if it is your destiny to do this, right, things will fall into place to ensure that you are able to complete your task. All you have to do is to react to what happens to, right, or what's ever presented to you, right. There's some bills and things that I've been overlooking for quite a while, right? I say bills and things.
More than one,
because I said bills. I did say bills and things, right? Why is it that I've just got a proliferation of envelopes and phone calls, right, that are coming at me constantly, and I'm saying, why never come so? Not realizing that I've opened the floodgate of requests because I've said I want to be this millionaire, right? Right, and it's not a thing of that. Oh, I need to be. I've just opened the. I've just said, wow, I've never really been a millionaire before. Let me. Obviously, for me to be that, I have to clear this up first before me step into that. So I have to give acknowledgement, even though it might seem like, boy, where them have run me down and put some burden on me, so it's not. It's a fact of that. Okay, you want to do that. This is what you've got to sort out first. So it's all part of the process, right? So So for listeners,
Mm,
this is a very powerful thing.
mm,
Even though you are looking for that financial freedom,
mm,
what is it that actually takes, and what actions do you have to take, and what is it that you are preventing, as you said earlier on? What is it in our mindset that we're not addressing
mm,
to ensure that we are able to move forward?
mm,
And those are the little things that pop up that needs
mm,
to be addressed.
mm, mm,
Yeah, they need to be addressed. So be mindful. If you're doing this thing for reparations, there's going to be a lot of uncomfortable roads you have to face for yourself as well. Right?
and that's the thing. And if you look at it from an analogy point of view,
Mm,
um, if you've got a cup and it's filled, and you're thinking to yourself, I actually want more.
mm,
Once a cup is filled, it's filled.
mm,
Because you've not actually dealt with the contents of the cup,
mm,
no more can go in there.
mm,
You need to look at what's currently in your cup.
mm,
You need to address the mindset that you have around money.
mm,
You need to start to consider, which is part of the work from last draw.
mm, mm.
Where are you at?
That's right. That's right.
Once you open those, and we say floodgates, I would say is a word that sometimes it gives you the analogy that everything's rushing at you.
Mm,
But let's open the channels, because we are all wealthy by nature.
mm,
But unless we are prepared to do the work, that form of that abundance may not. We may be stopping that abundance from channeling its way in our
mm,
direction.
mm,
And I'm not talking about the little postcode lottery or the national lottery or any of those things.
mm, mm,
I'm talking about the work that we need to do in order to get ourselves on that vibration
mm.
whereby that abundance and life's riches flow to us and flow
Mm.
through us. But
Absolutely.
we can only do that if we're prepared to do the work. If we think about what we are telling ourselves,
Mm. Yeah.
where
Yeah.
where we are thinking about from a service point of view, what are we doing in order to acquire that resources?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Because
Yeah.
there is nothing. You don't get something for nothing. So, just as a fictitious
Yeah.
or a real life inspiration, you've got a successful individual who does use their affirmations to improve their financial situations.
Mm.
So in the so I'll use your name, having the setbacks in the past,
Mm-hmm.
but it's with the affirmations, like you're resilient. I am resilient in tough times.
Mm.
I attract prosperity. I am wise financially. I am a money magnet.
Mm.
In saying those things to yourself, and there are hundreds, you can go onto any of those search engines and look for affirmations.
Yeah. What you require? What you require? Yeah. Make an affirmation to what you require.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But then it's saying it constantly. So it's not saying it today and then forgetting it tomorrow and then saying it, and over the next month you say it 21 times. If you're not saying it constantly every day,
Mm.
then the fact that you've had a break effectively means you're going to need to start the chain again.
Mm.
You're going to need to start that conversation in your head once again.
Very good. Yeah.
And it's not then doing it 28 days and thinking, yeah, I can rub my hands because, yeah, it's going to come to me. No, it don't. Again, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
It don't work like that.
And some people feel said that's what right?
And that's but it's not even whether or not anything in life that you want comes easy.
Mm.
It's the thought process that anything that in life that you actually want that's worth fighting for and striving for,
Mm.
you need to put in the work.
Mm.
So from affirmations and getting yourself into the habit of saying those affirmations.
Mm.
I'm just going to read this poem once again that I've read in the past, and it's entitled "Who Am I?" I am your constant companion.
Mm.
I'm your greatest helper or heaviest burden. I will push you onward or drag you down to failure. I am completely at your command. Half of the things you do, you might as well turn over to me, and I will do them quickly and correctly. I am easily managed. You must be firm with me. Show
Mm.
me exactly how you want something done, and after a few lessons, I will do it automatically. I am the servant of great people, and alas, of all failures as well. Those who are great, I made great. Those who are failures, I made failures. I'm not a machine, though I work with the precision of a machine, plus the intelligence of a person. You may run me for profit or run me for ruin. It makes no difference to me. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I will place the world at your feet. Be easy with me, and I will destroy you. Who am I? I am habit. So get into the habit of the affirmations,
Mm.
of the positive, powerful, present tense affirmations.
Mm.
What are you telling yourself? Get yourself into that habit. So let's just talk about how that can actually harness, how you can harness the power. Create the affirmations, create a list of affirmations that challenge your
Mm.
limiting mind beliefs. Make them specific, and that's what you said earlier on. Make them specific, positive, present tense. I am financially abundant. I am wealthy by nature. I make wise financial choices. So the daily affirmations, um, set aside the time in order to do it. Again, the daily meditation that you played spoke about the brother in terms of setting aside the time for the meditation and doing it at least twice a day.
There
Set
you go.
aside time for the affirmations
Mm-hmm.
within that. So you may be thinking about from a meditation point of view, but in order to get into that meditation state, say some affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
Slow yourself down.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Visualize
Oh God. Yeah.
what
Vision.
what help yourself from a visualization point of view.
Mm.
Living that abundant life that you desire. Imagining the positive impact of those affirmations on your financial decisions. Like I said, you can look it up. I was looking in terms of the famous, the Will Smiths, the Oprah Winfreys.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that I can create whatever I want to create. Having that belief, having that understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Your starting point is the affirmations,
Mm-hmm.
quieting those negative, limiting, self-limiting beliefs. So last week I encouraged our family, our listeners, to look at their self-limiting beliefs. This week I'm asking you to craft 3 personal money-related affirmations and practice them daily for the next 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just asking you, and sometimes we write things down, but we then don't take time to
Take
think
action.
about what's the action, but what insights?
Mm-hmm.
How are we feeling as we're writing those affirmations?
Mm-hmm.
Have we, has there been any mind shift changes as we're writing it? So on the first day, on the second day, on the third day, it became a chore. But by the 5th day, the 6th day, and the 7th day, you're enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying it. You're singing along. It becomes a rhythm and a rhyme that you put towards that affirmation. How
Mm-hmm.
are you feeling?
Mm-hmm.
How is it? What's your expression? Are you saying it and you're thinking, woe is me?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you thinking and thinking, you know what? There's that little chink of light
Mm-hmm.
that this isn't always going to be like this. This hasn't always been like this. I've not always been in this situation.
I'm gonna have to share something with you again. When I was working, there was a young brother. There's a young brother there, and what he would do, he would chase every piece of overtime, every piece of overtime. He even got to the state of where he was working, and he never took a vacation, right? Well, and because he never took the vacation, obviously it came to the time when he had to take the vacation because obviously he was going to lose the time now. So it's come to the end of the year, and he came to me and he goes, "I've got to take some time off now because I've got my holidays all lined." And I goes, "Wow!" I goes, "That's great." And I said, "So you're going to go away with your wife and your children then?" And he goes, "Well, yeah, I could." And I look at him and I go, "Why wouldn't you want to go away with your wife and what? Why are you working all this overtime for?" And he says, "Well, I just want to be like financially secure, you know." And what I discovered, like in further conversation with him, is that he was working all this overtime and he wasn't spending a penny, right? So even for like his wife and children and everything else and all that type of thing there, he would give them the bare minimum. And I said, wow, wow. So basically you're not even enjoying the fact that you're having this, accumulating all this money. And he said, well, it's there just in case something happens. And I goes, what's going to happen then that you're going to, what will be just in case? Well, if something happens to my family and all that. And I go, oh. And then I said, can I be real with you? I said, yeah. And he goes, supposing your family leave you. And he looked at me and he goes, what do you mean if they leave me? And I said, well, you're here all the time. What quality do you spend with your family? For instance, that like, do you go away? Do you go away or do you go shopping together or anything like that? He goes, no, because I'm working all the time. And I go, I goes, don't you think that there should be a balance? Like for instance, even if you say, okay, then one weekend a month, you're not going to work that weekend for overtime, for instance, although it's available. And he looked at me like this and it took him about 3 months to get that around in his head to say, rah, I'm not spending no time with my family. Right? And then I said, what you doing? I goes, have you set up a trust? Have you set up a trust and everything for your children? I said, what's a trust? Right? And I said, well, look at, and then like dropping little things like that, into what his vocabulary, because all he knew was about saving, saving, saving.
Mm.
He didn't know how to utilize the saving that he was having,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
And then I said to him, "Have you rewarded your wife?" Right at one stage, because he got to such a state, and then he says, "Oh," he goes, "Aston," and he sat down and he bought me a coffee, right? And this was his reward for him actually having a personal wealth of 100,000, right? And I said, "Oh, congratulations, congratulations!" Like, he bought me a coffee, like this, and he goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "It's been difficult, but no, no." And I goes, "Good." I goes, "So you're gonna take 10% of that and then give to your wife then for her, right? And then 5%, like another 10% split between your children, which is two girls, and you're gonna give that put that into their trust." And he looked at me in a shock, and I go, "Brother, they will come and tax you money, right? They will come and tax you money, and you are not gonna do this for your own family, you know?" And then, like, eventually, later on, it was going on, and then, like, he was doing all these type of things and everything. Eventually, the conversation came back. He goes, "I'm gonna go on holiday with my children." I go, "Really? Really?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "It's the first time I'm going on holiday with them." And I said, "Well done, well done." He goes, "You know something? It's only because of our conversations that we've been having that I realized that I had to change my ways of thinking about and doing things." And I said, "Brother man, look, sometimes it takes somebody else to tell you what you're doing and what you're doing and everything. I goes, I don't get me wrong. I was in the same thing, right? Chasing over time and all them things there to pay for a lifestyle for my children and my wife at the time. And when you look on it and analyze it, you have to balance them things out there, man. You have to balance them things out. You can't be chasing one thing all the time and then not having the rewards of that thing, you know. And he said, "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah." So it is the mindset. It is the mindset.
Yeah, yeah.
Being clear and balanced in your mindset. Don't get,
Mm.
there are some people who are obsessed. They are literally obsessed with money.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then some like myself who don't give up about money. Right? Right? But it's always flowed. It's always flowed, right? But it's not always going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. You understand? But it's to have that healthy knowledge of what it is, what you can do with it as well. So that's all we're doing. That's what we're setting this as our foundation right now, because there are many of us who have missed that lesson in life. So we're just having that conversation right here.
Mm.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I don't think we can. It's ever too late to have the conversation. I don't
Mm,
think it's a conversation we as a community we need to be having on a regular basis.
mhm,
Because we need to raise our vibration. We need to make the conversation a normal conversation rather than
mm,
a planned. Oh, we're only going to do it on a month called X or a day called Y or a time called Z.
mm,
We need to be having this conversation because it becomes because what are we telling ourselves in between that? How
mm,
do we, as a community, grow? How do we see and feed into our how we operate and what we do? So we've got an advertising
mm.
page.
Jesus. I say the background noise is high there today. It's high. Yeah. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Let's see if we can push through with it still. Is it still high?
No, it's
What
a
what
little bit low. Oh,
they're telling-
that was the advertising, the
oh,
local car that advertises. stores who are having sales today, sale out, as they say.
Mm.
So yeah. So the question I would, so just going back to what you said in terms of your colleague, I
Mm.
knew someone that done the same thing. She worked all the overtime, and I couldn't understand why she worked so hard. And every single overtime, her name was always the top one on the list to say, yeah, she'll be doing it. The ones in the
Mm.
evening, the ones on the weekend, the ones on the Saturday, the ones on the Sunday, the ones on the public holidays, and the ones on the
Mm.
not public holidays. But now, so she's found that balance and she recognized because she'd come from a home whereby they were poor,
Mm.
came to the UK,
Yes.
married, marriage didn't work, um, and she was getting herself back onto her own 2 feet. So she had the mortgage, bought a flat, and
Mm.
was getting herself onto her own 2 feet. And then part of doing the overtime was giving her the opportunity of being able to, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
support her family back home.
Mm-hmm.
But now she retired from work, medical retirement. But since she's retired from work, she has lived a lifestyle that many a person would look at and think, wow, how do you do that? Because she's visited all the wonders in the world. She's done the cruises. She's done the everywhere she's wanted to go. She's
Mm-hmm.
gone to America, stayed, lived with her mother for a while, looked after her mother, continued to look after her siblings. They were big, old enough to look after themselves. But
Mm.
she managed to find the balance, and she understood how to get the money working for her.
Mm.
She understood the value of um, the service that she was initially putting down and the work she was initially putting down in order to live the lifestyle through early retirement, not planned because it was health wise, that she was able to enjoy life. And I would say enjoy life and still enjoy life.
Mm.
But if we're not there yet, let's think about what if you initially feel resistance or skeptical about the affirmations. What if you do feel that? How do you overcome it? How do you? Is it if you're feeling resistance?
Oh. What- if I cut it up now?
If it looks like there's a vehicle that they're looking to get moving and they're having challenges, and yeah, they've loaded the vehicle.
Oh, I see. I see. So it's the tire then. Too much,
So,
too much sherry. Overdid it with the sherry.
if you've got the resistance
Yeah,
or you're skeptical about affirmations,
yeah,
I would encourage you just to go on the internet and to see how many people are talking about
yeah.
affirmations and how it has worked for them.
Mm,
They can't all be lying. They can't all be telling a story or a yarn. You may think to yourself, oh, well, that thing doesn't work. But it comes back down to your habit. What habits do you have?
mm, mhm.
And if you've got a
One
habit of
step at a time. One step at a time.
one, and that's what it is. It is one step at a time, but it being able to take control of your existence,
Mm,
your emotional state, your mental state,
mm,
by way of what are you telling yourself? What are you feeding yourself, your mind?
mm,
If you're feeling skeptical or uncomfortable, that in
mm,
itself you need to look at what are you actually telling yourself? Who are you actually moving with? Who are you talking to?
mm,
Because depending on who you're talking to, they may be also the cause of your skepticism,
mm,
because it becomes a crab in a barrel. They don't want you to do well, because if you do well, you're going to show them up for who or what they are. or
Mm.
what they've not achieved or can't achieve. So
Exactly.
you
Exactly.
need to know, you need to be aware of the subtle changes. You need to put things in. It would be advisable
Mm.
for you to put things in place for yourself
Hmm.
so you can start to change the narrative. And it is one small step at a time. If you don't start to create the habit, and the habit is, if what did the poem say? I can be your greatest master. I am the servant of great people, and alas, a failure, and alas of all failures as well. As
Mm.
well, those who are great, I made them great. Habit made them great.
Mm.
Those who are failures, I made them failures. So
Mm.
if you're feeling that resistance, I'm not telling you that you're a failure. What I'll encourage you to think about is, why are you feeling the resistance?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Part of journaling, part of writing things down helps you to
And
read
and
what you're
read it.
doing.
And as you say, share other people's journeys,
Yeah,
right? Right? Because the thing is that if you want to know about something, find out somebody who's done that before,
yeah,
right? It may be encouraging, and it may open a pathway that you haven't even found out for yourself. Yeah. And the thing is that, remember, there's nothing that hasn't been done already,
yeah,
right? And
yeah.
the reason why those things haven't been done already, if it hasn't been done already, is because they haven't found a way how to do it. And you may be able to find that way how to do something. Yeah. So, be willing to if, share, listen to those other journeys, right?
Mm.
Be honest with your own journey as well. Yeah, as well. So, these are the type of thing. Yes, I. You see, the reparation process is in full action now.
And
So what's our task for this strong, my sister?
so the task for this strong is to write three personal money related affirmations
Mm-hmm.
and practice them daily,
Mm-hmm.
and journal any shifts in your mindset or behaviors that you observe.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah.
And what I would encourage you to do
Yeah.
is say it loud and say it proud.
Yeah.
And just feel the vibration as you're saying the affirmation. Feel
Mm,
the vibration. How does it make you feel? And
mm.
journal how it makes you feel. Oh, this is the dust part. That's why it's not moving.
It's what?
It's the dust part. It's that time of day.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see. I see.
So yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
I tell you, it's one thing or whatever. Is you don't have to. You don't need no television. You don't need.
Well, I was having that conversation with a cousin over the weekend, and that was the thing because he said, and he lives in the country.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's going to get really noisy here, so I'm going to come back.
I hear. I hear. I hear. Let me take over the conversation for one. You just indicate when you're free to talk. Yeah. Right. So here we are now. Right. On our on our reparations. Reparations, our financial reparations process, right? So it's 0203 289 6504, right? So 0203 289 6504, and as requested by our sister Sandra, who is knocking on the door right now. That's our sister Sandra, right? That's so. Go on, my sister. Go on.
Yeah. So what was I saying? What was that train of thought going?
You're black and you're proud. With the affirmations.
Can't remember where that thought was going.
We was going with the affirmations. The affirmations.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're, yeah, so it's just repeating. If we're skeptical,
Mm,
but what if that affirmation becomes part of your daily routine,
mm,
transforming your money mindset over time?
mm-hmm,
Just think about that. What if this small step that you take today,
mm-hmm,
with the conversations that we've been having, with the work that you've put in, what if? And for me, that word "what if," we dream about the thing about the lottery. Some of
mm.
us dream about the lottery, the
Yes,
postcode
yes,
lottery,
yes, I
or
do.
or or things like that.
Yes, I
But
do.
but we're not in control of that.
No.
But we are in control of what we feed ourselves mentally from a
Mm,
what if and the mind and the affirmations. And we put that into our daily routine.
mm,
So we are able to transform our money mindset over time.
mm,
And if it takes 1 year, 5 years, 10 years,
mm-hmm.
exactly like you said in terms of your colleague who reached the number, that
Yeah,
magic number,
yeah.
regardless of how long it takes for us to reach that magic number,
Mm-hmm,
it's not too late. But if we don't start, we're never going to get there.
mm-hmm,
So we do need to have that conversation with ourselves
mm-hmm,
and put things in place whereby we can start to transform our money mindset and transform our stories. So we do believe and we know in our heart of hearts, our core, that we are wealthy by nature.
mm-hmm.
We know in our core that we are money magnets and we believe we're money magnets. Because the universe is a beautiful thing. And the energy that the universe transmits, and we are energy beings. We just need to catch
Absolutely.
up to that frequency
Yep, definitely.
because it's there. It's not. It's not. It's not relegated, or it's not only your Elon Musk, your Richard Branson, your Oprah Winfrey, and it's not that we can be as rich as them,
Mm-hmm.
or we can't be as rich as them.
You don't have to be. That's the
We
thing.
don't have,
Have,
and that's the thing.
you don't
It's
have
not,
to be.
our vibration is different from their vibration.
And I'm going to tell you now, when you actually get speaking to them, money is part of what they're talking
Mm,
about, but it's not the main thing what they're talking
mm,
about. If they're
mm,
talking about mainly their dreams, their
mm,
aspirations,
mm, mm.
right? What they want to
What they
achieve.
would do with the money,
That's
who they
right.
can help and who they can serve.
Exactly.
The
Mo-
philanthropic.
Money, and sometimes it seems to be an inconvenience in some of their lives,
Mm,
you know,
mm,
right? Because like they say, boy, it's more trouble than what it's worth, you know. So in that way, there they feel that their influence is more important than what their finance, and it's very true.
mm,
Being the person is more important. It's only that society and the system operates on the financial elements as well,
mm, mm,
right? So
mm.
if you haven't read any books with those two individuals that you had been speaking about, I would suggest that you read them,
Yeah.
right? Irrespective of, look, we are who we are. We know
Mm,
what our journey is. But you know
mm,
something? If something works, let's find out how it works. If a system works, let's find out how this system works, right? Don't be so dismissive
mm,
of that which is, yeah,
mm.
as
And
well.
it's why are we, and we can go back onto the coaching and the mentoring, but
Mm,
why are we insistent to say we want to do it on our own when there is already a blueprint out there?
mm, mm,
There's already the affirmations, and
mm,
for me, when I say that, it comes back to from an education point of view. They say you're not supposed to be copying, because if you copy, then it's seen as plagiarism, and if you're plagiarizing and you're working together, it's a
mm.
negative. When in theory, that's actually the thing that gets you to where you want to go a lot quicker.
Exactly.
When you're working together in unison, when you're thinking about, it's not just about me, it's about us. And it's how can we as a collective improve our situation. So if we go back to the earlier conversation in terms of the hair and the products and
Mm,
the sourcing of those products, and doing it collectively rather than going to one community, when we as a community who are the consumers can
mm,
become those who source the products.
mm,
And in sourcing the products, there are enough of us that we know collectively that we will buy those products. We don't, because it's not me one going and getting it, whereby I've got to pay top dollar, which means I've got to charge top dollar. If there's a number of us going for it, then we can um, share the cost of the
mm,
transportation, share the cost of the shipment, share the cost of, that means when we sell it on to you,
mm.
our fellow brothers and sisters, we can sell it on to you at a
Cheaper.
rate which is comparable
Hmm.
to our competitors, or better than our competitors.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that this is the thing now, right? Full circling conversation. What you're saying there now, as are people always crying that we ain't got our products in our own shops and everything like this. Let me tell you something. If you're willing, and the thing is that look, any business can be created, right?
Mm,
Is it going to be profitable? Are you going to be saying, you know something, irrespective of me paying 25% more in one shop to another shop, because I'm going to shop ethically, because
mm,
I'm going to shop ethically, then
mm,
I'm going to go and shop in a black owned business shop, right?
mm,
Sometimes it does take that.
mm,
It does take that, right?
mm,
You go to a restaurant or anything like that. Listen, you could go to a restaurant and you can pay 25, 30, 50, £100 a head, right?
mm, mm,
Are you willing to readily do that for a black business
mm,
to go and
mm,
pay like £100, £50 a head? Are you willing to do that
without blinking?
without blinking an eye, like how you would do in
Mm,
in in some other places,
mm,
right?
mm,
Right? Are you willing to, like, if you're gonna go out on an entertaining evening, are you willing to put £50, £100 across the bar for the evening without blinking,
mm,
like
mm,
how you would do in a white establishment,
mm,
right?
mm, mm,
Right? You're not gonna go there, boy, them drink they're expensive,
mm,
right?
mm,
Are you gonna question the price? And this is the thing, is that unfortunately our taxation, right, and business running is a higher than the average type of persons or average type of business out there, or equivalent type business out there,
mm,
right? But
mm,
you're not getting the racist connotations behind it.
mm,
Yeah. So
mm,
come on, come on,
mm,
let's face the reality. Let's face reality here.
mm,
Huh?
mm.
Let's face reality.
We
You know what I
can
mean?
we can do better.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and we should, because, like, even as you say, this is the month of Mosiah. We shouldn't even be looking in them type of place there,
Mm,
right?
mm,
Those who, oh, well, then again, those who I would feel, those who are part of the reparations process, right, would would be that way inclined anyhow,
mm,
right? And then we should highlight those businesses that are reparations friendly. If you get what I'm saying,
mm,
right? So therefore, we can highlight and then utilize those businesses that say, you know something, we support the reparations process program, and and you know, so the business would go there, would go to those who support,
mm,
those who are
mm,
doing for us,
mm,
right? And even
mm,
for the month of like next month now, we've got the History Month, right? Black History Month, right? Yes, we're going to change up the program and bring something else for you, part of the reparations process,
mm,
right? But this month, as we say, we're dealing with finance. Let's have those conversations.
mm,
Um, signing up for the ACU,
mm,
right? All of us should be signed up for that. We should have a regular thing going in there, even if it's 5%, 5%, 10% of your so-called saving.
mm,
Yeah,
mm,
right. So that you're saving, just say 10% of that put into the ACU.
mm,
You understand, right?
mm.
So come on now. But we're going to go into those percentage things as we move through this thing here.
Yeah.
Anyway, right? How you make your percentages work for you, and all them things there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Guided by our sister Sandra, the financial expert. Whoa, financier. Right? Oh, have you reached out to our sister again? Sister Charmaine.
I haven't, but I will. I will.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It would be good. It would
Yeah.
be good to have her.
To have a
Uh, uh,
conversation with.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
will.
That would be good. That would be good to have her on one of these things. Actually, we do have her on one of our back shows, don't we?
Yeah.
Right.
But one of the reasons why is because rather than starting at the end from a we're looking at the mindset first.
Mm-hmm,
So we're
mm-hmm,
looking at the mindset, looking at the foundation,
mm-hmm,
helping to correct or to challenge, let's use the word challenge,
mm-hmm,
those self-limiting beliefs,
mm-hmm,
the money stories that we've been telling ourselves over the years
mm-hmm,
and we've bought into, and thinking about what if
mm-hmm,
the affirmations became a natural
mm-hmm.
part of our daily routine, and we were then able to transform our money mindset over time. What if?
Mhm. As we're going through this now, right? I have to highlight as well. I have to highlight as well that there are challenges that we face as a people. Mindset of, yeah, the mindset of that our people don't work together,
Mm,
right? Even that
mm,
one there, we will address that, and I
mm,
know that these are things that comes up regularly,
mm,
right?
mm,
These things are things that come up regularly. At this stage, though, we're saying we're making the foundation to make a strong mindset,
mm, mm,
right?
mm,
So it's not that we're dismissing that conversation.
mm,
It's just at this stage, we're just looking at making the strong foundation of
mm,
what's necessary for us to have that
mm,
mindset, right?
mm, mm.
Right. Okay.
So, if there are any of our family that wish to call in,
Mm-hmm.
the number is zero
Zero
two
two.
zero three.
Mm-hmm.
Carry on.
Yeah. Carry on. Carry on. Carry on.
0203 289 6504.
Mm-hmm.
That is 0203 96504, or
That's
the text number is 07947
you know something. I'm gonna get one of them Kia there and have the Galaxy low advert on there too.
But the noise abatement police in the UK would go against that. But and we talk about cars and we talk about vehicles, and in here it's just amazing how they will. So that means that driver's doing it because he's doing it for specific stores in and
Mm,
around the
mm,
area. You get other drivers who will put on the same speaker box, and it is a proper speaker box
mm.
on the
Roof, yeah.
roof of the car. So that means you get other drivers who will have that on the roof of the car, and then in the boot there is no boot because that then becomes another speaker system. So they do that as a mobile um, um, mobile.
Advertising, yeah.
No. These guys that do it as the mobile, that's playing music. They will
Mm,
do that as rather than you going with a van and your speakers are in the van and then you unload the speakers. They've just got their car and their car is the
mm.
jukebox, and they will
Oh,
plug it in from where they're sitting from the driver's point and plug in
mm,
and do all of the play the tunes.
mhm,
So that's your two groups. So both of them will be earning an income from it. The one
mm,
doing the advertising will earn the income. The one doing the portable DJ will be earning income. And then you've got those in between who just do it because they like the music.
mm,
So those
mm,
are the ones which you think to yourself, really?
mm.
But those are the ones that the children or the young people or there's parts of the community society who want to drive in
Mm.
because of the noise and the tunes and the whatever. And those are the ones that I will avoid with the like yeah, I just avoid them because it's to me it becomes a noise.
Mm,
And when there's too much noise going on in your head, you don't think straight.
mm,
You don't communicate well because you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're starting.
mm,
And then it's almost like you're wired for somebody else's sound.
mm.
You
I know
move
that.
away from what is right
Mhm,
for you, and the decisions you make then becomes on on the level of somebody else's decision. So we know from an advertising point of view, it works on that same principle.
mhm.
But these guys are playing the music, and you're thinking to yourself,
They're gone far further down
no,
than what we
yeah,
do.
yeah. And we know some of the music in itself is righteous and conscious, and there's some of the music which isn't so righteous and not so conscious.
Mhm, mhm.
It seems to be the ones that are not so righteous and not so conscious that there are pockets of the population who would prefer to be driving in and around those type of
Yeah, yeah,
vehicles.
yeah, 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 yeah. We know that one. We know that one. We know that one. But then again, not everything fit. Not every glove fit every hand.
No, but then when we're thinking about how we work together,
Mm,
some things are divisive for
mm,
us,
mm,
and the way that culturally it's divisive. So
mm,
even I am aiming to join you tomorrow.
mhm. Oh,
Um,
great, great.
but one of the things that they were talking about on the radio recently
Mhm,
was bags, because back to school, and they were talking about bags. And just out of curiosity, just think about what kind of word would you expect to see on a bag, a school bag?
Education, eh?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
education. Yeah.
They had,
or the school emblem.
so you'd expect to see something positive.
Yeah.
What they had on a number of bags that are being sold recently, and they're questioning. I don't even know. My question would almost be, where were these bags manufactured? But they've got the word dance on the bag, and the parents are buying it, or the guardians are buying it, or someone's buying it, and children are walking around with a bag that says dance, a school bag that says dance. So there's some things that, as Jamaicans, they get really upset and hit head up about. And the music will tell you about burning this and burning that, and whatever. So to me, that's something that should be burnt. Because why are you going to allow your child to walk around with a bag, a school bag, that says dance on it? And whether it be the first day of school, the second day of school, the middle of school, the last day of school, why are you going to encourage that mindset? And why are you going to promote that mindset with any child? That's you think to yourself, yeah, how low can you go? So it comes back again down to that thing called mindset. Where is your mind at? What are you thinking, or not thinking, as the case may be? Yeah, you buy it as a joke, though. Jokes on who? Because that is from a manufacturing point of view. That should never come to market. And I'm not sure whether or not it's something that came in by a shipment, and it came in cheap, and someone's aiming to make a quick buck. But at what cost? If it comes in cheap, then I'm going to find a spray paint and cover that over, and then sell it. But I sure as I ain't going to sell it and allow my child to walk up and down, or anyone I know walk up and down with a bag that says.
That's just it. And the thing is that it should be stopped at the school gate.
Yeah.
Right. Don't bring them things in here.
Yeah.
Right. If you feel say that, yeah, all right then, I want my child to have them things there. It's all right. Let your child go walk up and down with that out there, so not in this school.
But then why would you want your child to walk up and down with it?
Well, that's
Even
how that's the mentality of some of these parents, isn't it? Right.
And that's the sad thing. That's the sad thing, because then if you're thinking child first 7 years, they become a recorder for what's happening around them. Then they're going to see that as, well, that's how low I need to strive. Then there's no point me waking up in the morning. There's no point me looking to be the best I can be. There's no point me aiming to achieve and to live my purpose, because you know what that bag says. That label is I live the label. And that's not, there's kings and queens, there's doctors, astronauts, lawyers, teachers, entrepreneurs that have been born every single minute, and we're going to give them the labels that says so. It'd be better if they had a label that said doctor.
Exactly.
Had a label that said astronaut.
And all them things there.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, in their reality, that now work for them. That now work for them. But then, you know, as we say, what can we do? What can we say that's going to make any difference to them? Huh?
Well, I think from our point of view, and what we can say and what we can do is what they did do in that instance. A, bring it to the highlight from a media point of view, and B, then send back that shipment. Don't allow your child, grandchild, whatever to be seen carrying that item because it's not serving them in no way, no form, no how.
My sister, right. Let me just take a little 2 minute break. The lines are open for those who wish to interact with us here on the Galaxy of We.net on the Mind and Soul Connection segment of the Blacknificent Radio Show. Let me just give you some of this one, yes, sir. Right here, right now. Hold on. No. I have a message first. I have a message for Uno first. Wait there. Hold on. You see you? You're hiding again from me, innit? Oh gosh. What is going on here? What is going on here? I was corrected about all of this before, you know. I was corrected about all of this before. Hold on. Just a momento. Uno momento. Da. As it goes, scroll. And then there we are. Where are you? Hey, we gone so far back. Lord of mercy. Why? Ah, here I am. Anyhow, here we go. Hmm.
We are struggled too long. No, no. Oh, it's gonna be an accident. Doesn't matter if they vex with us. Too long a struggle in a Babylon. Remember we are Africa. It's gonna be an exodus. No matter if they vex with us. It don't matter me. Too long and struggled in a row. And your mountains and share and go. Alright. Cause we got mountains to climb. We got rivers to cross. Make it while the sun and shine. Sure we get overcast. Oh Lord, we got a long way to go. And everyone got to know. Rastafari gonna be an exodus. Doesn't matter if they vex with us. Too long a struggle in a Babylon. Remember we are Africa. It's gonna be an exodus. Doesn't matter if they vex with us. Too long a struggle in a row. By your mountains and share and go. Your restoration to Africa with vacancy. You don't see a Beatrix Roma play boundary. Get a youth rise up with your militancy. And don't forget, so we got a journey. Teach your children about black history. Too much guns and bombs create misery. with us. Doesn't matter if they vex with us. Too long a struggle in a Babylon. Remember we are Africa. Gonna be an exodus. Doesn't matter if they vex with us. Too long a struggle in a row. Find your mountains and share and go. Yes, big and mountains to climb.
Yes, there's gonna be an exodus. Well, all I now say, they better have some only for seats ready for we. Put on some charter flight as well. Put on some charter flight. Hey. we all going down to Sandra's ass and in Jamaica. We have a yard dance down there, so
I'd say come, come.
come, she said, come because you need a grass cut. Hey. Anyhow, my sister, well covered this strong, right? Empowering words. So what's your task for this next few days, anyhow? Over the next few days.
So did I mention that I've gone up to check out from a volunteering point of view?
Hmm.
So just gonna do some more work and research around that. I'm gonna aiming to catch up with the young people in Moortown to see how they're getting on.
Mm-hmm.
Just to touch base with them.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the major tasks that I'll be looking at over the next few days. Yeah, those are the major ones. And putting things into place in terms of events for the next month.
Next month as well. It being History Month, right? You're gonna be with us, huh?
I'm going to be with you for some of that time. Yes.
So you have room for an extra suitcase.
Well, there's a few food stuff that I'm going to be looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
No, because if you're gonna be touring, over Yasso, right? Obviously, we can make a little contribution for certain things, isn't it?
You can.
There you go. So I'm just putting it out there. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just putting it out there. But Sister Sandra have an extra suitcase, right? All right. So let's fill it up. Let's fill it up and send something with her. All right. Right. Just to help out over there, so. All right. For the children. Sorry, for the children.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
All
for
right.
the children, for the young
Yeah.
people and the children.
For the children. So if you have a little tablet or something or whatever, you know, let's see what we can do with them things there.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. The practicality things. Practical.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm,
All right.
mhm. But
All right.
not necessarily that it'll be the tablets, but it'll be more the books, the pens, the
Mm.
paper, the Lego, duplex boxes, things like that.
Yeah.
Things that we've said though we can dispense with because we've got the tablet. We can get our book on our tablet, but let's not let's recognize that those same books that our children were reading, our grandchildren are reading, and they
Mm.
no longer need because
Mm.
they've grown up. Those
Mm.
we can bag and tag, and
Mm.
other children can get the
Actually,
benefit of it.
if you can, could you bring they've got exercise books that they require for their teaching, the schooling.
Mm,
So if you could bring those with you, and if they're available over here, then we know say, all right, then we can come and
okay.
get them and
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's like a certain place they have to go to get those exercise books,
Mm.
or
Mm.
or is it
It's
readily available over here?
mm.
You
Mm.
understand?
No, I'll go and make inquiries and ask questions.
Yeah, so
Definitely do that.
we can try and do something with that as well,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
All right then. All right then. So on the Blacknificent Show here on the Galaxy for we.net, we're gonna say thank you for joining us this strong, right?
Thank
And
you for having me.
I don't know why them quiet so this afternoon, I don't know why. Because the phone line is there, and they usually come, right?
Hmm.
Maybe you're frightened then with your sensical talking sense. Eh? They can't come and chat foolishness in your ears no more.
No, but what we need to do, we need to have these conversations. So I think that, and it'd be beautiful for others,
Mm,
because we recognize then that we have callers who will call up and they're probably thinking, okay, let me call up in the last 2 minutes and see if I can get under the line in order to have a conversation. But it'd be beautiful to hear from others who, and it could be just texting in. And like we said, the text number is 07947
mm,
479219. Send
mm,
a text in with um, your an affirmation
mm, mm,
that you're going to choose to be saying loud and proud for the next 7 days.
mm,
Send a text in on 07947
mm,
479219 on any of the insights that you had from your um, money stories that you were telling yourselves or have been telling yourselves in the past.
mm,
And I'll encourage you then to think about it. In the past, I used to think, but now I think. To
mm,
divorce yourself from that behavior and that action and that conversation by saying in the past.
mhm,
So you can start to release yourself from those words that were weighing you down.
mm,
And you
mm,
can start to then, with by using the affirmations, to step into your greatness, to start to achieve the potential that you were born for, and reaching out to those who you are meant to connect with and you do serve. So it'd be beautiful. We may be running out of time now, it may not happen. But when we meet again next strong, have you've there's been homework, there's been a thought process that I'm encouraging you to engage in. Share your thoughts.
as I keep sharing with you, once you activate this thing, boy, it's a very powerful movement. Because
Yeah.
remember at the beginning of this year,
Hmm.
where were we? And look where we're doing now.
Yes,
You
yes,
see,
yes,
see? All
yes,
right.
yes.
Be careful what you ask for,
No, I wouldn't say be careful what you ask for, because we're all built for greatness.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
Um,
that's it. There you go.
from a handling it point of view, it may
Mhm,
not be you on your own. So think big. Don't limit yourself to think
mm,
small. Think big,
mhm,
because you may be just that flow to and flow through, rather than the person who has to do it all.
mm, mm,
Do not be afraid and do not be limited by, oh, well, that's too humongous. There's no point.
mhm,
Don't defeat yourself. dispel some of that negative self-talk
mm, mm,
and move into that vibration that is higher, that allows you to soar like the eagle.
mm, mm. So true, so true, so true. Because like when I think back on what we are covering right now, I'm aware of what we can do and what can be achieved, right? And
Mm,
this is why I share some of the things that I experience,
mm,
right? So that it's
mm,
not it's let's say there's many a time when I've signed up for a course, right? And they said, oh, your start date is going to be in 2 months or 3 months time,
mm,
right? But the reality of it is that once you've signed up for that, in other words, you've committed yourself
mm,
to that course, you're committing yourself to a change.
mm,
The work starts from then,
mm,
right? And if you're not in the realization, or if you are in the realization of the changes that are going to happen, you'll be
mm,
surprised that how many messages and things are put in your way to
mm,
achieve all of these type of things,
mm,
right? Because remember the list in my back pocket,
mm, mm,
right?
mm,
You remember the list in my back
mm,
pocket,
mm,
right? Even though I haven't shared what that list is there, but I
mm,
would say a good 70% of that list has been achieved already,
mm, mm,
right? And
mm,
there's still things that are happening to achieve the rest of that list. So,
mm, mm,
understand? So
mm.
don't underestimate the powers of preempting and affirmations as well,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right? Because I'm telling you now, it's a very, very, very powerful tool that we have, but we just haven't tapped into it on the regular basis that we should
Yes,
be tapping into these
yes,
things.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. I'll
right?
agree with that. We're not tapping into that.
Mm,
That is so readily and
mm,
easily available to us. And we're sidestepping,
mm.
and there's no need to do the sidestep. But we've had a beautiful conversation. Next round, we're going to continue the conversation.
Even with your builder,
Um,
even with your builder friend there.
yes, well, they've collected their because
The
they've
pieces.
literally created a built. It's a kitchen they've built, so they've
Mm,
all the cabinets proper wood, not none of this formica
yeah,
and plastic stuff. This
real,
is
real,
proper wood,
real tree
real
wood.
real tree wood, mahogany, and the other trees.
Yeah,
And they've created beautiful units, and they've effectively taken it to
to install now.
be installed.
Mm,
So
mm,
it's going to be
mm.
quiet because they're going to be in someone else's now space
Yeah.
that's going to
Make up their noise
look
and
like
this.
a yeah, it's going to look like a kitchen by the time they're finished, and all the appliances can be slotted in and plugged in.
That's good, man. That's good. That's good.
Mm,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let them do that, man. Let them go do that. Let them
mm,
go do that. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
yeah, looks like
Yeah,
we're going
man.
to have a beautiful day here.
Really? Oh,
33
hold
degrees.
on, hold on. Surprise, surprise. Hmm.
It's only 31 at the moment, but sunny.
31.
Yeah,
I
and
think that's
sunny.
I think that's an England high. I'm sure that's an England high, right? But man, a man be fainting. Oh, I'm fainting. They be fainting in them heat there. Listen, you take care. You take care.
Okay,
Have a great time, right?
okay.
Until I link up again. I think it'd
Yep,
be on the morrow.
yep,
Yeah,
definitely.
on the
That's
morrow.
the aim.
Okay, then. Right.
Okay,
Have a blessed time. Have a blessed time. Yeah.
peace.
Here on the Blacknificent Show, that's our sister Sandra there, all the way from Jam Jam. She's there having her life, what can I say, reset right now. Reset. Yeah. All right then. So we'll speak to you on the rising this, right? Have a great day. Have a dip in the sea for me as well, right? And make sure that lobster is fat and juicy. Oh, all right. Simple as that. That's all I'm gonna. That's all I can say to you. Go along about yourself. Go on with yourself. You, boy, I'm not jealous at all. I'm not jealous at all. At all. All right. Don't care what you're saying or what you're thinking. All right then. Behave yourself.
Teacher say, man against man, woman against woman, and all over the world and the same thing a go on. Children attacking with assault weapons packing.
I want to thank you for joining us on the Blacknificent Show this song. At the top of the hour, we should have our sister and now let's go through this with our heads are held high.
The people are going through a process. The anger is rising. Government corruption and get them upset. No, they are wars and rumors of it. The ones them in the Senate, yes, that them a make the profit. The people them say them no want no more of it. Them run to the streets and block it. Now you can see them in the streets with no regards. Them no afraid of the soup, them no afraid of the sarge with their gas popping, gunshot cracking. Them still not drop them back. Yeah, the world is in a crisis. The people are going through a process. Everywhere there is a crisis. Fire a burn, road a block in a protest. The world is in a crisis. The people are going through a process. The anger is rising. Government corruption and get them upset. Don't you see? Fire was burning in the streets from Chile to Hong Kong to France to Greece. People ain't afraid of pepper spray or police. Them a fight for human rights increase. Want make the people them a rule secret of a song. Say the eggs and government sell them out. Man if them a pack kilo tea, then head to the road. Like France in the days of old. The world is in a crisis. The people are going through a process. Everywhere there is a crisis. Fire a burn, road a block in a protest. The world is in a crisis. The people are going through a process. The anger is rising. Government corruption and get them upset. Well, there is geoengineering with plane spraying. GMO seeds will take over the farm. Sea levels rising, but guess what is surprising? Scientists have noticed the peace in God. And now the drinking water is affected. The filter can't remove some of the things we medicate with. And it no matter who like it. It's a lot of chemicals we have fight with. Oh yeah. I miss a man against man, woman against woman. In the schools and the same thing I want. Children attacking, weapon packing. Nobody now keep calm. The world is in a crisis. The people are going through a process. Everywhere there is a crisis. Fire a burn, road a block in a protest. The world is in a crisis.